Listen, just in case nobody told you, let me tell you. This thing called black fatigue is real. Now, what is black fatigue? Just in case you were not aware. Black fatigue occurs when people, including black people, get sick and tired of black people who always want to play the victim, always want to complain, always want to act a fool, don't want to be held accountable for anything. We just sick of it. That's black fatigue. Black fatigue says that we are tired of the Boonquishas, we tired of the EBT Club, we tired of the baby mamas, we tired of the Ronishas, we tired of the June bugs, we tired of the stick-em-ups, the YNs, and all the rest of the stuff y'all got. We sick and tired of it. We don't want to hear another thing about reparations. We don't want to hear nothing about slavery because ain't none of y'all pick cotton. Y'all jokers don't even show up for work on time. We don't want to hear it. We are fatigued. We are pressed on every side. We are fed up, tired. We are just sick of y'all in this foolishness. We sick of your congresswomen, your congressmen. We sick of your senators. We sick of all of them. We sick of Al Sharpton, Jesse, Ben Crump. We sick of all of these jokers. We sick of Jamal Bryant. We sick of all of you. We got black fatigue. We tired of y'all. Tired. Like, I mean sick and tired. We don't want to hear no more. We don't want to hear nothing else from none of y'all. You got no couth. You got bad home training, bad upbringing. Your kids don't listen. We sick and tired of it. We don't want to hear nothing else. We don't want to hear no justification about stabbing people and unaliving people, and we don't want to hear none of it. We sick of it. All of us are sick of it. Black fatigue is listen, this is worldwide, y'all. This is global. This is global. Everywhere in the world, people is sick of y'all. I just thought y'all needed to know. You welcome.
Well. I've been waiting to do this video for a long time. I really have. And before I give you my 2 cents, I want to encourage you to smash that like button and subscribe to the channel. We got a lot of good content coming for you, and we want to keep the conversation going. But first things first. Like I said, man, I've been waiting. I've been waiting to talk about this. Everywhere I go, I talk about this. People get tired of hearing me talk about it. My wife thinks I'm half crazy. My friends think I'm, Uncle Tom almost. But see, I've been down that revolutionary path. And I'm still a revolutionary, but I'm more about action than I am drama. You know what I mean? And see, our people have become masters of creating drama. I mean, every time you turn around, is somebody trying to put themselves back in slavery, trying to project all the problems in the world onto themselves, or even worse, on the other people, i.e. the white man, which, hey, look, there's no shortage of negativity and evil really done by all races, by all people throughout the world. However, yes, everybody knows that the white people had it out for black people when they brought us over here. It was a really bad situation. But if you go back to the Bible and you look at Joseph was sold into slavery by his brothers. Kind of like black people were sold into slavery by their brothers. Now, there's some controversial, details as to whether or not these were rival tribes or whatever. But at the end of the day, the point I'm making is, if you read the Bible and you see how it was God's plan to put Joseph in a better position, and his brothers throwing him into the pit, landing him into slavery, which they thought was a good thing in their eyes for themselves, but it turned out to be what we call a blessing in disguise. So Joseph ended up being on top. He ended up being second in command in the great nation of Egypt. So it actually ended up benefiting the family, and it ended up benefiting Joseph. It ended up benefiting Egypt. Everybody benefited. And in the Bible, we look at that story and we don't think nothing of it. In fact, we take the moral of the story with a grain of salt, and we learn the lesson that we're supposed to learn. But how is it that exact same thing has happened to our people here in the United States, and we can't realize that we're Joseph in the Bible? Black people were sold into slavery by their own people. White people might have stolen a few. We don't have receipts on that, but maybe so. But the majority of the people that were removed from Africa was sold by African people. But we don't have no smoke for Africa. We got all the smoke for the white man, right? But we're not seeing the bigger picture, which is really kind of sort of what I need to make another video about. This video really ain't about that, but that point needs to be made, because at the end of the day, we keep using slavery as an excuse for everything that's wrong with America, everything that's wrong with black people. But quite honestly, black people in America have more opportunity than black people throughout the world, anywhere else throughout the world. Now, of course, you might find that Africa has a lot of, opportunity, a lot of successful black people. It's not all sticks and jungles and, lions and tigers and bears. All right. But everybody's trying to get what America has. But black people don't realize, in the grand scheme of things, we're just like Joseph. We were sold into slavery and we became kind of second in charge, second in command. You got white people, then you got black people, and then you got the immigrants and everybody else. But now that's a whole nother dynamic. And if we're not careful, the immigrants are going to rise up and black people are going to fall down and going to lose their inheritance that slavery earned black people. Now for the point in this video. The reason why I said all of that was because we can't act like racism doesn't exist, but my belief is that racism is not black people's number one problem. We seem to like to put that out in front of us because it relieves us of all accountability. You see, when you talk about racism, you can be poor without feeling guilty. You can be ignorant without feeling guilty. You can be violent without feeling guilty. You can be untrustworthy without feeling guilty. You can be so many low-natured negative things, and you can feel comfortable in blaming someone else. And as long as racism exists and you're able to point to it, somehow we feel like that lets us off the hook, or it gives us some type of esteem. But our esteem should come from parenthood. Our esteem should come from brotherhood, sisterhood, okay, neighborhood. That's where our esteem should come from. It should come from righteousness. It should come from God. You know, not the devil, not everything about us is fake. Everything about us is untrustworthy. Everything about us is low down. You know, our children are a mess. Heck, our adults are a mess. Our people are a mess. And everybody's supposed to be the same. You know, everywhere you go, because you're black, you're supposed to be okay with ignorance. You're supposed to be okay with being considered a nigger. You know, by your own people. But then they're mad about racism. Make it make sense. I don't get it. Somebody help me. Somebody help me. Put it in the comments. Let me know what you think about this black fatigue mess. I think it was originally supposed to be somebody expressing more of the same stuff we're talking about. More excuses for black people. Black fatigue, or we're so tired. Man, black people these days were born with a silver spoon in their mouth. In comparison to all of the generations before us that had to really endure the struggle. Our struggle now is basically just trying to figure things out. That's really our struggle. And everybody has to figure things out. Yeah, some people born with a little more money, but money don't make you rich. Okay? And having money don't make you keep money. And not having money doesn't make you stay poor. You can become rich without a dime in your pocket. And you can have all the money in the world and lose it all and be broke. We see it all the time. And none of this stuff can keep you alive if you don't take care of your health. And that's another thing about us. We eat so bad. And soon as one of us tries to go in a different path and take our children down a different path and try to eat right and live longer, it's our own people that drag us down and shoot us down. And I remember all the days we used to come up, man. There was times when people wanted to be a president. Black people in our community had aspirations to become president, but our own people would shoot it down. And Barack Obama, the first black president, I'm going to go out on a limb and say the only reason he had enough confidence and wherewithal to become the first black president was because he was raised by white people. Had he been raised by black people in America, he wouldn't have had the confidence. He would have doubted himself into some other walk of life. And even if he did believe in himself enough, like a Jesse Jackson, who, by the way, his campaign was funded by Donald Trump, who didn't want any of the money back. That's a whole nother story. Okay. But even if he had been raised by black people and had enough confidence, like a Al Sharpton, he would have been so negative and so one-sided and so much of a victim that he never would have got the masses behind him. America doesn't want that. And last but not least, and I'm going to go out on this one. Black people, you got to be the example that you want to see. You got to be, you got to treat people how you want to be treated. Okay? You cannot at this point in time, claim that you are against racism, but then you want to partake in racism as payback. That doesn't make any sense. And I knew it when Barack Obama became president. I said then, that's the end of racism. Black people don't know it. We're so proud to have a black president, but we didn't realize that was the end of racism. The reason why is because there was nothing left that this country had to offer that we hadn't achieved. So you couldn't argue that you can't achieve. Only thing that was left was president. Once that was achieved, now everything's off the table. Black people, you have every opportunity under the sun, and you have the ability to create any opportunity that's not already there. What are you waiting on? Get it together. Like, subscribe, and comment. We're trying to get this channel to 100 subs. Let me know what you think. This is a hot topic. Don't let this one slide. Put your opinion in the comments. We want to talk about it.